Okay, so, yeah. We were playing 007 Legends on the last episode, the very last episode of the Bond-A-Thon, and honestly, I don't have a lot to say. Okay, so I have a lot to say about how fucking terrible this game is. Okay, for the uninitiated, the concept of 007 Legends is that you play through a bunch of James Bond games slash movies, and you're always Daniel Craig, which is just fine, but you play Goldfinger. Goldfinger's a, good solid entry. Then you play Her Majesty's Secret Service, which is starring Marge's favorite 007, George Lazenby, License to Kill, one of the Timothy Dalton movies, Die Another Day, the fucking worst goddamn Pierce Brosnan film, Moonraker, Roger Moore, and then a little Skyfall mission, which is originally DLC. This got added in a little bit later for free, thank fucking God. And for most 007 fans, most would agree that these in the middle here are probably some of the worst James Bond movies in existence. Now, you'd like to think that they maybe picked these to make them better, or, to sort of do an apology to 007 fans that didn't enjoy the movies. But a lot of people thought Activision were just taking the piss out of all of us and not giving some of the better, fucking lineup that we could possibly have had in 007 film history, and instead just saddled us with these fucking shitbag films. So, I don't know. I only have Goldfinger unlocked, as you can see. Like I said, I have another save somewhere on another Xbox that I'm not even sure if it works anymore, and I couldn't be bothered. Let's just play Goldfinger. Let's just... Oh, God, that guy from Die Another Day is in the background. Zow. So this is the exciting loading screen 007 Legends, and that loading on the top left kind of looks like it's from HomestarRunner.com.
I'm ahead of the train, Mum. What are my orders?
Eliminate Patrice. He must not get away.
Okay, so we see these badly compressed cutscenes, and we're just jumping into the 12th minute of Skyfall, which is what sets this game's story up. Oh, Moneypenny, you fucked up. You couldn't have fucked up any harder. Oh, jeez. Curse Splash. So, for those that don't understand what the fuck's going on, the entire premise of 007 Legends is that once James hits the water in Skyfall, he remembers all of his previous missions because that's how drowning works, I guess. I guess your life flashes before your eyes. So with absolutely no context, you're just dropped into Goldfinger, the movie. About, 15 minutes into Goldfinger, maybe a bit more. If you don't know these James Bond movies, the games do a really, really poor job at setting everything up. I'm playing on the 360. So the last game we played in the Bond-A-Thon was Bloodstone, which looked fantastic. I had no complaints about how that looked. This looks like a slightly higher res version of The World Is Not Enough. I don't know. The other thing about this game, even more so than the other Activision titles, is that we have a Call of Duty marker on every single thing. But Call of Duty is telling us we have to go over here, so let's go over here. Oh no! Goldfinger! So there's Gold Babe, who we don't know who she is, because... like I said, it just dropped us off in the middle of this movie. Let's answer this phone. I have completed the objective.
Bond here.
Morning, 007. I need an update. Did you learn anything from Goldfinger's assistant?
The girl is dead.
What?
Daniel Craig did not provide his voice for 007 Legends, which tells you quite a lot. Just his likeness. Yeah, Eurocom. I wouldn't talk over these normally, but there's no lyrics for this particular song. Hey, Cinder! Nice! I'm not sure if it was Activision's idea or Eon Productions' idea, but when Skyfall came out, it was the 50th anniversary of James Bond, so this game was supposed to be a send-up to the history of 007, and it failed spectacularly in a number of ways. Okay, so now we're in the game. This is the first level, and you can basically just blast your way through almost every scenario, except a few where they just force you. Unlike GoldenEye, where you could stealth the entire game, almost, in this, there's really no choice. Yeah, fire looks really good. That looks sick. That's how fire acts. Is it just a picture? It's just a JPEG. Nice. Now, to me, this is the most hilarious thing and sums up this game and Activision pretty well. Oh! What do I... I'm confused. Do I touch the fire? Oh no, I get hurt by that. If only there was some way the game would let me know what to do. Oh, my head hurt. Yeah, I beat the fire. Shooting guys. Just shooting them. Shoot them. Alright, so this is one of the few things 007 Legends does a little bit differently, is that you can actually use XP and upgrade your weapons and gadgets. So I use this little upgrade shop, and yeah, you can put tons of fucking attachments and perks and different types of ammo on your guns, which is actually pretty neat. I really wish they had put this in Bloodstone, because that would have helped that game out immensely. So you have your weapon attachments, and you actually have some, attachments for your gadgets, which is actually pretty neat. You got your camera, you got a fingerprint thing, and you got this little electro ball shocker thing. You also have a dumb exploding pen that shoots ZZ darts, electro darts, Pikachu darts, and sound darts, I suppose. And this actually upgrades Bond a little bit. You can get more health, you can get training, allows health to recover at a faster rate. Being trained in speed targeting allows you to enter lonely sites, blah blah blah. Stealth techniques, you say. Do you want to view the stealth tutorial? For shits and giggles, let's do that, because this tutorial is fucking hilarious.
The white marker indicates that the enemy is becoming aware of your presence.
Now, once I've selected this tutorial, I cannot skip out of it.
They will move to investigate it.
And these little cardboard men come in and just do their little play, and this goes on for like 5 minutes. Remember, Bond, just stay close to the floor and slide along. So shoot them.
Adequate firepower and ammunition. Loud gunfire and explosions will and reinforcements will be
Oh no! Oh wow, we're still going. Much like every other Bond game, you just take pictures of these weird, whatever they are, I don't know, ammo like them, I guess. Evidence of gold smuggling. M likes that type of stuff, so let's do this. Whatever this huge auto blow is. Bond, don't breathe in the fucking deadly death gas. Okay. I will not breathe in this death gas. How are not everyone dying at every second? So, unlike the GoldenEye remake, for the older movies like Goldfinger here, we have the real likenesses of the actors that played Goldfinger and Pussy Galore. So that's actually kind of neat. I'm glad they didn't recast every single character, kind of like they did in GoldenEye. I mean, that was a full-fledged game, so to recast every single person in every single game might have been a little annoying, and I guess this was the easiest way out? I'm not sure. So, for no reason, now this is a stealth segment, I could kill these guys super fast if it would just let me, but because it's forcing stealth, which is not the way to fucking do it, I should have the option to stealth or action whenever I want. So, I just fucking kill these stupid idiots. And he's fucking dead. There's a cold drink. Wow. Look how fast his fucking fist is. It's insane. Does Bond seem a little short, comparatively? I'm kind of looking up at her slightly. This is my actual height. I'm looking at her collarbone. I guess Pussy Galore is tall. This is my height. That's Pat height. So this is the other thing that they put in this game. First-person punching sections. I don't know who asked for this. Okay. Shabamzos. Yep, there you go. Watch out, pussy. This laser, I'm just sawing you in half. So this is pretty funny that you can do this. Usually, if you have a gun, it would say, no, can't aim it at the person. But I can laser pussy up all I want. God, this guy is super gorgeous. I don't know why this makes me laugh so much. Their expressions are amazing. So this is pretty neat. To look at the code on the wall, you kind of have to go by the first to last button press. So logically, the last button press should have the most fingerprint juice on it. Ah, the bar. I need a drink after playing 007 Legends. Alright, stop all that stupid spy shit, everyone. Now it's time to shoot people. It's what you wanted all along. And we just leave cool and casual out the front door. So now we're back to good old Dick Laser. Now, we already had a little bit of this in GoldenEye, the EA one. So they're doing this gimmick again. And I know it's classic, but we've seen it in video game form before. So I don't know. It feels old hat now. Okay, crotch laser though. Crotch laser. Just say Fort Knox, James. Come on. Crotch laser though. Phew, I'll get to stick that into lots of people in the future now. Now, if you just dragged your YouTube timeline player to just a random part in the video and got to here, you might be thinking, I thought Matt was playing Bond games on the Bond-A-Thon. Because does this look like a James Bond game to you? Does this look like a... Escorts? Does this feel like a spy game? Because it don't. This is a James Bond video game. Alright, that's just about enough of that. So, in terms of what else fucking 007 Legends has to offer, there's some challenge rooms. That's about it. Multiplayer, Xbox Live, local split screen, yeah. And there's no bots. There's still no bots, so there's no point in me even booting this up. No one is playing this game online because guess what? This thing fucking did not sell at all. People were really excited for Skyfall and that came out. And there's 2 Skyfall missions and this was DLC. When this game launched, there was no Skyfall mission pack. It just ended at Moonraker. And guess what? When you beat Moonraker, it would just cut to the credits. Like, there was no ending cutscene because Skyfall was also always supposed to be the bookend for this game. And there's 2 missions. One where you're on a little small chase leading up to when you fight Patrice on the train, and then when you kill Patrice in Hong Kong. There's no actual mission at the end in the Skyfall Ranch. They just didn't include it for whatever reason, even though that was the actual ending of the movie. And the other thing is that if anyone tries to buy 007 Legends for the PS3 or 360, they can't get Skyfall anymore because you can't download it anymore. Because the game was delisted from Xbox Live and PSN. So if you buy these games, you can't get the actual ending anymore. If you're ever interested in getting this. I think the Wii U version adds in Skyfall as a default. So that basically fucks over any real 007 fans who want to get the complete experience. If you really want to delve into this game and really see if it's for you, it surely wasn't for me, but Skyfall is not available. And the most sad part about it, you see, developed by Eurocom Entertainment Software. Eurocom, I've talked about them before. They made The World Is Not Enough. They made Nightfire. They made 007 GoldenEye. Activision just closed them down. Just, I think, like a week or 2 after the game came out. Just, Eurocom just completely got just shuttered, just like that. Just like with fucking Bloodstone, Bizarre Creations died, Activision shut them down, and after this game underperformed, Activision shut them down. What really pisses me off about this game is that it's not great. If it was great, you'd like to say that, oh, they went out with a bang, but it's not. It's just really depressing, and it's what really makes me sad, and I'm really sad about this is how we kind of end the Bond-A-Thon. Or is it? Because there are a few nicks and knacks I still want to talk about. And one of those is Quantum of Solace. Now, I really wanted to include this in the actual Quantum of Solace review, because some of you out there let me know that the PS2 version of Quantum of Solace is way different than the ones we already took a look at. It's actually a third-person shooter. And I did order the game, but it didn't come off eBay in time for that review. So it came in just a few days ago, and I was like, oh, well, let's include it in here, because I just don't want to leave off talking about shitty 007 Legends, especially since this version was made by Eurocom. Activision and Treyarch made the original 360 PS3 version, and I believe Beanox made the Wii one, but Eurocom did their own little thing and made a neat little third-person shooter. So let's take a quick look at it. Ah, PS2. It's so weird after playing games like Bloodstone and GoldenEye Reloaded to just go back to a little PS2 game after all this time. Very nostalgic feeling. So here we are. This is Quantum of Solace PS2. Now, the game looks a little blurry, I'll give it that. But it's actually not too bad. This came out in 2008 on the PS2. And it's more of a cover-based thing, a little bit akin to Bloodstone than anything else. It's also kind of neat is that you can swap the camera positions to be on the left or right. Oh, shut up, Em. I'm trying to talk to the fans. You can swap the positions, which is always a neat little feature in third-person shooters, I find. Just to get a better aim and things like that when you're peeking around corners. Bond has kind of a funny little John, I'm not going to lie. But it's still kind of charming that PS2 was like, I can do it 9 times. So, if you recall, I blew up the boathouse in the 360 version of Quantum of Solace. But this, since we're going for a third-person sort of deal, we're actually have to do a little bit of platforming and a little bit of walking around to get this right. So there you go. Not quite Prince of Persia levels, but, you know, not bad. We gotta sneak Bond around you a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. Not gonna make it go overboard. Oh god, it's dark. It doesn't look super great. I never said it looked amazing. I don't know, it's kind of nice. Oh god, Bond is just melting into the sky. So as you can see, it's a lot like Bloodstone, actually. How there's cover to cover and things like that. And you stick close and you pop around the side and you just kind of try to hopefully get the enemy in a rhythm. It's really satisfying to shoot your weapons in this version of the game. The PS2 pad really rumbles when you're shooting this machine gun at dudes. It actually feels super good. And I don't remember Quantum of Solace, the 360 version, feeling quite as visceral when you shoot guys. So this has got the same type of hacking minigame that was in the 360 and PS3 versions, but it's actually a little bit tougher because they fool you for a little bit by having the prompt be white for a second, then go into green or red. So you have to be careful actually what you do this time. Hack complete! Get those computers, James! Those idiots, yeah! That was actually pretty good. That would have been a 007 moment if we were playing an EA version of this game. Oh, fuck.
I think we should go somewhere a little more quiet.
Oh, fuck you, rando. So that is just basically a little taste of the PS2 version, and quite frankly, it's pretty impressive for the time. The cover system is pretty slick, and, you know, the graphics are nothing to write home about. Oddly enough, this is the highest rated version of Quantum of Solace that ever came out, which is what spurred me and some of you guys that let me know on Twitter and Tumblr and whatnot that this version was worth like a little checkout, because I think it's like something like 78% on Metacritic or game rankings, whereas all the other versions of Quantum of Solace are in the 60s and lower. So it's pretty amazing that Eurocom was able to get this out there that quickly and make it a different type of paced game. It's not as action-packed. There's not explosions happening every 3 seconds like the opening guardhouse level did, but it's still pretty fun and enjoyable for its time. You know, fuck it, I'm just going to give this one a little mini review right now. 4 Olga Kurilenko's out of 5. As for the Bond factor, well, it seems to be pretty much the same thing as the 360 and PS3 version. All the voice actors are there. It follows the plot as basically as best as it can. So, you know what? Also, 4 out of 5 for Olga Kurilenko heads for Quantum of Solace and PS2. So as for 007 console games, I think we pretty much covered it. Oh, right, I didn't really even give 007 Legends a review, did I? Okay, let's be real. 007 Legends is not a great game by any standard. It's messy, it's buggy, it feels so slapdash and lazy and just put together at the last second, because I'm assuming Eurocom had to. So I can only give it what I really think the game is worth, which is 2 pussies out of 5. It's just, it feels so unfinished and hurried and just... It's just not that much fun to play. It's not interesting. It's just kind of boring. And coupled that with buggy gameplay and the fact that you can't even get some of the required free DLC to truly finish the game, it just reeks of just a lazy-ass job by Activision. And Eurocom really tried to do their best, well, I'm sure with the time that was given to them. As for an overall Bond game, the Bond factor, I actually place this one a little bit higher. They do have some more gadgets than any of the Activision 007 games have had in the past. Have the exploding pen, have some darts, have some different functionality for your phone for once. And, you know, it does have some little send-ups to the classic Bond characters of the past, and some not-so-classic like characters in some of the lesser-known and lesser-liked Bond games and movies, like Die Another Day and License to Kill and On Her Majesty's Secret Service. But I'm going to give this one about 3.2 pussies out of 5. It definitely does some things that are a little bit more interesting than some of the Daniel Craig games in the past, but still, not having Daniel Craig in there as a voice, just having Judi Dench and none of the original voice actors. Well, a lot of them are, dead or super old, so I can't really fault them for that, but it just feels like Call of Duty for most of the game, and again, it just reeks of that Activision slapdash, get it out of the door, and then shut you the fuck down right after. So that still puts a bad taste in my mouth. It's definitely not maybe the worst James Bond game, but it's close. It's close. But we've covered all the James Bond games, but as you can see in the timeline, there's still a bit more time, and there's some things I just wanted to talk about where the 007 games are going or not going, and some things that, might have been. Now, at the end of 2010, it was leaked that Activision and Raven Software were also working on a third 007 game alongside Bloodstone and the GoldenEye remake. 007 Riziko was going to be supposedly based on the short story by Ian Fleming, and judging from this footage, looked to take the third-person gameplay of Bloodstone to crazy-ass new levels. This video was leaked from a former Activision employee's animation reel, and as you can see, the game has some serious potential, and seemed to be echoing like the later Splinter Cell games, like Conviction. However, I guess due to some legal problems with the movie studio and MGM at around the same time, development of this was just halted, and Raven Software was instead put to work on Call of Duty map packs, a fate from which they've never emerged from since. Now, as I said before, a continuation of the Bloodstone-style gameplay was something I've been pining for, so it just pisses me off mega hard when I found out about this canceled game. Great job, Activision. Thanks a lot. Now that we looked at what might have been, let's take a brief look back at what we all ended up with. A good amount of fans of you out there asked me how would I actually stack up all the 007 titles that have been released. So without further ado, let's just go through an impromptu top 12 list from worst to best of the mainline 007 games we've covered so far. I'm going to base this on two things: the overall quality of the game when it was released at the time, and the impact it had. 007 Racing. The least said about this car wreck, the better. Tomorrow Never Dies. Janky ass early 3D, pretty dated and pretty clunky. GoldenEye Rogue Agent. I know some of you disagree with me on this one, but it's just how I feel. 007 Legends, a bitter send-off to 007 games, and just an overall rushed and sloppy project. Quantum of Solace. Functional and fine, it doesn't really do anything unique or memorable. PS2 version's the best of the bunch though. 007 Agent Under Fire. Rough around the edges, but still some good goofy fun to be had. The World Is Not Enough. Impressive and pretty robust at the time of release, but this one had some technical problems and it kind of hurt it. 007 Bloodstone. Awesome potential and just amazing production values, but it lets you down in a few key areas. From Russia with Love. Polished and fun, but its storyline is just a bit drab and not as interesting as Everything or Nothing. 007 Nightfire. Plays and it looks great, but it's kind of on the short side and it's almost a bit too goofy. 007 GoldenEye 2010. A remake done right, it's a super slick and entertaining campaign made with passion and care by its developers. 007 GoldenEye. A milestone at the time, and it still holds up as fun to play today, and it just set the template for every Bond game to follow. And finally, 007 Everything or Nothing. Just sky-high production values, lots of variety, entertaining plot. The only thing is that its control system is just a little bit dated. Oh! Now where does this all leave us? Well, Activision did not re-up their licenses for James Bond video games, and I'd be surprised if we ever get any new James Bond major video game titles at all, on consoles or PC. Now, despite the franchise getting more and more popular with each movie, Skyfall grossed like $1 bajillion. Video game publishers just don't seem to want to deal with movie companies putting harsh restrictions, guidelines, and release date schedules that they need to keep up with. So there's just not that much of a market for it anymore. Mobile games seem to be the main sort of outlet for movie-based titles. It was only a month ago where some company named Glue announced that they were making a 007 game for mobile phones, a free-to-play one. Now, who is Glue, you ask? I don't know. They made a bunch of shitty RoboCop games a few years ago. So yay! But look, all hope is not lost. At the start of this year, the CEO and founder of Telltale Games, Kevin Bruner, was asked what would be his dream project, and he emphatically said, "I'm a giant James Bond fan, and I'm always frustrated by games that make him a mass murderer. He's a super spy, and that's a completely different skill set. The films make him less of a mass murderer, and there's not much killing in the books at all. There's just more spine and intrigue." Now, while I've grown increasingly frustrated by the Telltale design method, and the fact that their engine was, I guess, programmed by Ric Flair in the 1960s, I have to say that a more spy-focused and conversation-driven 007 game in the adventure mold is pretty intriguing. James talking his way out of a problem and using gadgets, maybe little fisticuffs, would go a long way to give the franchise a much-needed change of pace. I think an episodic format for 007 be a really good avenue in which to take the secret agent. That's good. But it's just one man's dream right now. Eventually I hope with the success of 007 Spectre at the end of the year, the video game industry will finally take notice of the secret agent once again. So thanks one and all again for joining me on the Bond-A-Thon. I'm sorry it took me so long to do it, but as you can see, it's quite an undertaking. But I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. It was a lot of hard work, but thanks again for taking the time to come explore the world of 007 with me. That's good! So, 007, are you ready to get back to work?
With pleasure, M. With pleasure.